Are you a new gun owner looking for an easy to follow guide on what to do after you buy your first firearm? It can understandably be overwhelming trying to find good information in a sea of online noise. I've been in the firearms industry and competition space for a few years now, and I've wasted a lot of time and money on things that didn't aid me in becoming a more proficient shooter or a more responsible gun owner. So in this video, I'm going to give you some insight and reasonings on what I deem the top 5 essential things you need after buying your first firearm in 2025. Also, towards the end of this video, I'm going to have something for you guys that will help you get started with tip number 5. And this will be something you can do right in your own house. I do want to disclose that this list is not in any particular order of importance, but this list will let you know what you should strive for after you've made your new first purchase. Real quick, I'd like to thank our first ever channel sponsor, Obsidian Tactics. Obsidian Tactics is an online retailer that offers a curated selection of high quality and high value products that have been vetted throughout the two-way community. They even offer products from some of your favorite brands. I'm very grateful to have the Obsidian team reach out to me wanting to help support the channel and our cause. So go visit Obsidian Tactics to see for yourself what they have to offer. All right, back to the video. Diving into the first item on this list is acquiring quality ammo and magazines. Why is this important? Well, because not all ammo is made equally. Your bullet is made of 3 components, each with a specific function to ensure proper performance, safety, and efficiency when fired. These 3 components are the bullet itself, the casing, and the primer. The bullet is the actual part of the ammunition that is expelled from the firearm when fired. The casing is the outer shell that holds all the components of the cartridge together. This is typically made of brass, but can also be made of steel, aluminum, or nickel-plated brass. And the last component is the primer, which is a small metal cup located at the base of the cartridge, containing a highly sensitive explosive compound. All 3 of these items need to work in conjunction to get the result that you're looking for, which is ultimately to make the gun go boom and send the bullet at its desired target. If one of these components is out of spec or lacks good quality control, you may induce malfunctions or complete failures to the handgun. Some of these malfunctions may be a light primer strike or even overpressured ammo, which over time can damage your firearm, which in turn will introduce more issues down the line. Funny enough, I actually caught a light primer strike on video at one of my recent matches. You're gonna wanna find good quality ammo to run through your firearm so you can mitigate how often you're gonna run into malfunctions. Though running into malfunctions is inevitable, we can hopefully reduce the occurrence with quality ammo. So just do a quick Google search of whatever ammo you're thinking about buying and determine if it meets your criteria. Me personally, I shoot Blazer Brass. It runs great for me, and over thousands of rounds, I've maybe come across 10 malfunctions. But that's just my personal preference. You can choose whatever you like. Now, even though we have good ammo, what good is it if we don't have good magazines? You need a way to reliably feed your ammunition into your firearm. Your gun should have come with 1 to 2 magazines straight out of the box. Although I think gun manufacturers should provide 4 to 5 magazines at a minimum, 1 to 2 is a good start. Magazines are a depreciating consumable, meaning they will eventually go bad. Whether the feed lip bends or cracks, or the spring goes bad, they won't last forever. And this is why you should invest in 5 to 6 more magazines to have in your inventory as soon as your budget allows it. Now, everyone has a different shooting schedule. For someone like me, having 9 to 10 magazines makes me feel all right to do everything I set out to do on my shooting journey. This is because I am constantly dropping mags in dirt, mud, and concrete when I'm doing reloads at matches or during training. But for someone that is strictly thinking about self-defense, 5 is a great number to have. This will give you the ability to have training mags available while having loaded mags stowed away simultaneously. I also recommend you stick with magazines created by your firearms manufacturer. This will ensure that you're getting a magazine that has the proper specs for your chosen platform. Depending on your gun manufacturer, the price of a spare magazine can vary. For example, Glock mags come in around $23 to $24, while M&P mags come in around $35 to $40. And for those even more expensive 2011 platforms, you could see magazines coming in around $100. So definitely put money aside to save up for some good ammo and magazines. Moving on to number 2 on this list, you're gonna wanna buy A quality holster. You bought a firearm because you wanted to protect yourself and those around you. But how do you plan on keeping this firearm ready and accessible? Simple answer, a good quality holster. For many of us seasoned gun enthusiasts, we have a drawer or a tub of holsters that we regret buying. So I want to share my holster mistakes so that you don't end up wasting hundreds of dollars like we did. The first thing we need to determine is, how would you like to carry? Do you want to carry on body or have it in a bag that is a part of your EDC? For you females out there, do you want to carry inside your purse? These are important questions to ask ahead of time because the holster manufacturing market is oversaturated with options. There are even options to carry under your armpit, though I highly recommend you don't do that. So choosing your desired way of carry before diving into the holster ecosystem will save you a lot of time and money. If you want a more in-depth look on carry positions, I actually have a video on my channel titled Concealed Carry Positions that you can check out. Now, I personally prefer to carry in the appendix position, so I gravitate to Tier 1 Concealed as my holster company of choice. They specialize in appendix style holsters, and it enables me to carry a pretty big gun with a spare mag comfortably. When I say I carry appendix, that means that the gun is positioned at the front of my body. But this position is not for everyone, and you need to figure out what works best for you and your body type. Now, there are some key features that I advise you to look into or to look for when looking for a new holster. 1. Does the holster completely cover the trigger guard and trigger? 2. Is the holster made of a durable material that will hold up after many uses? And 3. What features does the holster have to further aid in concealability? Starting with number 1, since this is probably the most important out of the 3, if the holster fails to completely cover the trigger guard or fails to make it impossible to pull the trigger while the gun is still in the holster, then that holster is inadequate for the job. Any holster that you're looking to use must protect the trigger from being actuated by any external entity, period. The whole intent of you having this defensive tool is to keep yourself safe. So why would you neglect the safety aspect of how you carry this tool? Secondly, we want the holster to be made of a durable material. I know you've probably seen old Western movies where they holster their guns in a leather-built holster. Leather used to be big before innovation took over and Kydex holsters became a thing. Kydex is a durable material and it maintains its form even after abuse. There are hybrid materials out there, but if I'm gonna be honest, you'll end up always coming back to Kydex. Leather holsters can be rigid in the beginning of their life cycle, but with your body heat, sweat, and normal use, the leather component can break down and deform. Which goes back to my previous talking point, the trigger guard can become exposed and accessible to foreign objects, which again is a no-go. And last but not least, number 3, you want to see if the holster has any concealment aiding properties. Simple features like concealment wings that push the gun closer into your body, adjustable belt clips to have an option to raise or lower the height in which the holster sits, and different sweat guard options can make the carry experience that much more pleasurable. Or if you're looking to carry in a bag, finding a bag that has the ability to attach a holster to the inside and having a quick access tab are some things to look for. Carrying a gun, whether it be on body or in a bag, is going to take some getting used to. You are definitely going to make some adjustments to your wardrobe and overall lifestyle to make it work. But these adjustments don't need to hinder your quality of life. So finding the right holster can make the transition to becoming a carrying, law-abiding self-defender smooth and almost free of hassle. Tip number 3, you need to buy a gun safe. I feel like this is drastically overlooked. Most gun owners tend to leave their guns in the original box the firearm came with, and this is something that needs to change. Investing in a gun safe is not just about protecting your firearm, it's about securing your home, family, and investment. Whether you're concerned about theft, accidents, legal requirements, or simply preserving your firearms, a gun safe offers a secure, organized, and safe environment for your firearms. In addition, it is an essential step in promoting responsible firearm ownership, helping to ensure that your gun is only accessible to those who are trained, authorized, and responsible. Now, does my gun live in the safe 24/7? No. I carry my gun every day, and my living situation allows me to leave my gun on a nightstand without the fear of a child or a dog getting to it. But if you do have children or pets, you need to have a secure way of storing your firearm if you decide to take it off your person. And when I say gun safe, most people automatically think of a large vault they have to make room for it in their home. but you can buy a small safe like this to secure your guns. This is a Vaultec LifePod 2.0. It has a keypad so you can program a pin to make sure no unwanted hands can get in. It also comes with a key if you prefer to unlock it the old-fashioned way. The good thing about this safe and other safes designed like this is that you can travel with them. This safe specifically is TSA approved, and I've flown with the safe multiple times. Another great reason to invest in a safe is it allows you to have room for more guns down the line. You might not know it now, but this whole thing doesn't end with your first gun. Many of us, me especially, caught the firearms bug shortly after buying my first gun. I do try to minimize how many guns I own, but even so, the collection keeps growing. And having a safe allows you to have a place to secure your firearms you are not currently carrying or using. There are many more things I can say about safes and positives about them, but I really need to get on to number 4. As of 2025, most firearms are coming with the ability to add certain accessories to them. Now, why would you want to do this? Simply put, to give yourself an advantage. Iron sights are still usable and relevant, but red dots give you more capability to really understand exactly where your shots are going, especially at range. You'll be able to shoot with more precision, thus giving you an advantage during your shooting journey. Now do realize red dots have a learning curve to them, but the pros drastically outweigh the cons at the end of the day. I shot iron sights for almost a year after buying my first firearm. And though I was okay, switching over to a red dot made me realize there are new capabilities to be had. Another accessory that is completely up to the user is a weapon mounted light. Fair warning, this will add a bit more bulk to your gun. Some like this and some don't. I personally don't mind this because it gives you more options when it comes to deploying this tool. Having a weapon mounted light will give you the ability to see in low vis scenarios if it ever comes to that, i.e. home break-ins. There is an argument that using a handheld light is more ethical, but I'm strictly talking from a self-defense encounter already happening, meaning you've already confirmed the threat and you are using the light to hopefully disorient the threat during the encounter or to confirm the condition of the threat after the encounter has ended. For everyday tasks, of course, you'll want to use a handheld light or a phone flashlight. But if you're forced to use your firearm, I'd like to have the ability to keep both hands on the gun at all times if possible. Other accessories like magwells are also something to look into if you're rocking a compact gun. Not only will it make reloading easier, but it will also give you more purchase on your grip, which can help in recoil management. There are many ways accessories can benefit you in achieving a personalized and reliable firearm, but I would be doing you a disservice if I did not mention there is a downside to them as well. Not all accessories are necessary or worth your time. For example, changing the internal components in your handgun comes with its fair share of risks. You could tamper with the functionality of the gun too much to where reliability is diminished. If this is your first gun, I would stay away from doing too much to it. Keep it simple. Add components such as optics and lights, and invest the rest of your money in ammo and training. Speaking of training, that's actually essential tip number 5. I can't stress this enough. Just owning a firearm does not make you equipped. Same as just owning a fishing pole doesn't make you a fisher, nor does just owning a gym membership make you a bodybuilder. You need to invest in yourself and seek out training. This can be done by taking classes or making the periodic trip to your local range. You need to learn the ins and outs of your specific gun. How does it handle with a good grip? How does it handle with a bad grip? How much felt recoil can you tame with good form? You will want to gain a sense of confidence and familiarity with your new purchase. And the only way to do that is through many repetitions and handling. I advise if this is your first time handling a gun to seek out an intro to firearms class at your local range. It can be a bit nerve-wracking trying to obtain all the information on your own, and there is nothing wrong with seeking out help from knowledgeable sources. And after you feel comfortable with your gun, there are many resources you can look into if you're wanting a more structured learning route. There are instructors all over the country, even in your local area. Do make sure you do your research on them and make sure they are a credible instructor. But having someone to help you in real time and point out your mistakes followed up with corrections is greatly beneficial. I also recommend new gun owners to try to make it to the range 1 to 2 times a month to stay familiar with their firearm. If this becomes a hobby for you, then you can definitely go much more than that. But for the regular prepared citizen, definitely make an effort to going every month, because shooting is a depreciating skill and you want to keep at it to maintain the skill set. Now, I know practicing 1 to 2 times a month seems way too little to maintain a skill, and I completely agree. 1 to 2 times a month may not yield the results you're looking for, but there is one more method of training you can do from the comforts of your own home, and that is called dry firing. Dry firing is a crucial component of firearms training that involves practicing with an unloaded firearm or using snap caps to simulate shooting without live ammunition. This technique offers several significant benefits to shooters of all levels. During dry fire, you can practice your trigger control, sight alignment, and develop muscle memory and fine motor skills without having to fire a single round. And you guys are in luck. Right here is my how to train with no ammo video where I take a deep dive into dry fire. I go over what my dry fire routine looks like and how I go about tackling specific skills. I really hope I was able to help all you new gun owners out there. And even if you already own a few guns, I hope you were able to take away something from this video. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.